If we could run it back, and do you wonder if we could run it back, if we could run it, if we could run it back, and do you wonder if we could run it back?
Good morning, everyone. Buenos dias. Welcome back to my channel. We will do a proper intro a little bit later because I have to start my first therapy session of the day. Let's get this day started. Okay, so I need my notepad. I need to put some music in the background. Let's go with Jazz for Autumn. So that's what I'm gonna have playing in the background of my session. My notepad. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Deyaniracavazos and I'm an LPC associate from the state of Texas. I'm so happy to be here with you all today because it has been a hot minute since I've filmed a vlog and it feels so good to be back. I ended up giving myself the month of September off from content creation related to my business. I turned 30 on September 13th, so I have entered my 30s and I'm actually really happy and excited about it. So let's talk about this morning because I don't think I've ever filmed when I've had a no-show client before. Usually my clients are really good about texting me or emailing me if they need to reschedule beforehand so they don't have to pay a no-show fee. And just out of consideration and respect for me, the only time that I do get no-shows is if a client truly had an emergency, like something unexpected happened that day, like a car crash or something happened to a family member. And so I thought I'd talk about what I end up doing when something like that happens. Every counselor and private practice has their own policy. So my policy when it comes to this, it's that as long as they communicate with me, even on the day of that an emergency came up, they will not be charged any late fee. The only time that they will be charged a late fee is if they did not communicate with me at all. And I even give my clients until the end of the day. So right now, even though it shows no show on my computer and on my EHR system, I will not be automatically charging my client or anything like that until the end of the day because I like to give a little bit of a window for clients to be able to still reach out. And the more you work with your therapy clients, you really get to know them. So with current client, I know that this person never misses a session. They're always on time. So I'm actually kind of worried and I hope that they're doing okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and give them the date just to make sure they're doing good and give them a chance to reach out. And if they don't reach out by end of the day, then I will go ahead and unfortunately charge that late fee. So yeah, and I've heard different things from different therapists. So I thought I would just talk about how I handle it, and it's very important for me to handle it this way because of the client population that I work with. I work with my own community, the Latina community, and I work with a lot of busy Latina women who also usually are like first gen or second gen, and there's still a lot that ties into that culturally and a lot of environmental factors that impact clients being able to access therapy services. And so when I thought about accessibility within my own practice, that was something that really mattered to me, for me to be able to show clients in different ways that I can create accessibility and be a bit more flexible in aligning with my own therapeutic approach and also within our culture, understanding that some of my clients are moms and emergencies come up, or are college students, they're starting a new job, they're going through transitions and things just happen. I know my own life, my family's life, and the kind of consideration me or them would need when seeking out therapy services. And so that is the environment that I try to create for my clients. So yeah, I thought I would go ahead and share that with you all. But I already went through my morning routine. I had breakfast. I watched a little bit of YouTube. I didn't read this morning, which I usually do. I read for fun, but I read for fun last night. And right now it's currently 10:30, so I should have still been in session until 11. And so actually later today, I only have one more therapy client, so it's going to be a really chill day, which is great because I have plenty of notes to catch up on, because I kind of gave myself a bit more leeway because it was my birthday month in September, and so I'm playing kind of catch up, which I don't usually do. I don't like it, but no regrets. I only have one birthday. So yeah, I feel like the one thing that I'm okay with playing a little bit of catch up on, if I give myself like a month off, are notes and things like that. So I currently have 12 notes that I need to work on. So I'm gonna go ahead and watch something in the background, probably just more YouTube videos because I have a ton to catch up on. It feels so good to talk to you all again. I really did need to just care for my own mental health, physical health, all kinds of health, and just spend time being present in my life and doing activities that I enjoy and that I love. And that's not to say that I don't enjoy and love this, but it is work, right? This is work that we're doing right here. I count this toward my business, and so we're doing this for the long haul, and longevity and sustainability is something that we're considering. Breaks are so important, especially from content creation. If you're putting yourself out there, and especially for my introverted self, like I need moments where I can just retreat and just be with me, myself, and I, and my family and my loved ones. The break was good, but I'm also happy to be back. And that's the point, right? When you take a break, to be able to keep loving and not burn out from doing the thing that you love. And I think younger me, like in my early 20s, did not understand that concept. Like, no, how can you burn out from doing something that you love? This doesn't even feel like a job because I'm so passionate, I love it. But trust me, this is like, I'm putting on like the older sibling hat right now, the older sister hat. Trust me, even if you feel like you don't fully need the break, take your breaks. You do not want to crawl yourself out of the hole that is burnout. It is not cute. It is not fun when you're an undergrad, when you're in graduate school, when you're in the career field already, because at the end of the day, and this is something that was really taught to me in community mental health by people who were a bit more seasoned, or they had just worked there a lot more years. People were kind enough to share their wisdom with me, and they would say like, hey, if you were to just not be here tomorrow, fall off of the face of the planet, this company would continue. You know, things would continue without you. And that's not to say that your work isn't important, but you are more important than all the work that you can produce, and you need to take care of yourself and take your PTO, your days off. And so that's something that I continue up until now. And so that's something that I take very seriously after experiencing burnout for the first time in my life when I did work in community mental health. And I promised myself that I would never experience that ever again. And just to give you like a short little summary of what that looked like, I know I've talked about it in previous videos, but I know there's new faces here, and this is really important to talk about. For me, what that looked like, I would just watch the sun rise and set and continually just not sleep and panic because I couldn't sleep. I experienced panic attacks, overwhelming anxiety, depression, and these were things that I had never full-on experienced any other point in my life. I had them in little spurts, like sometimes I experienced a little bit of anxiety or feeling depressed, like any of us can, depending on the circumstances, but this was so intense. My physical and my mental health just took a hit. And it is true what the research says. It does take years to repair the damage that burnout has done, because it wasn't truly until years later, like my late 20s, I'm talking like 28 and up, where I fully felt like, okay, I'm back. I feel better. And there were things that even have taken me up until now to feel better about, like for example, meal prepping and cooking. I used to do that so much when I was in community mental health, and some of my food would spoil very often because I'd be out in the community in the heat. Sometimes there was no air conditioning where I was at, and just traveling from home to home, you know, as a case manager, and I couldn't get back to always heat up my food so it would spoil. That did something to me, okay, y'all, because years later, I had a huge mental block. I could not make myself cook or enjoy cooking or meal prep something. Never in my life had I ever experienced that. I grew up, that was like my chore. Growing up within my family unit and system, I would cook, you know, and I found enjoyment in it. And so that was very scary to experience. And it's not until maybe the age of 29 to now 30 that I have found the love for that again, and it feels safe and it feels good within my body. And I share this because oftentimes in school or in our workplaces, they will tell us, you know, take care of yourself, self-care, because you don't want to experience burnout. But they don't tell us what it actually does. The hospital visits, the doctor's visits, you know, what actually comes with not really heeding that warning and fiercely taking care of ourselves and bravely taking care of ourselves. And so I want to tell you, please take care of yourself. You matter. Even if that means that your supervisor or your boss or whoever has an opinion or something to say about it, at the end of the day, take care of yourself. I got way better at that when I worked at the previous practice that I was at, because believe you me, people had opinions, and at the end of the day, I told myself I need to be healthy for myself, regardless of anyone's opinion. If you can run around doing all kinds of things and be okay, good for you. But I cannot. I know my limits, and I gotta take care of myself. So yeah, I don't know if you were hopping on here expecting a little burnout, you know, speech and encouragement, but you found it. Welcome. So I'm so glad that you're here and you found my little corner of the internet. So plan for the rest of the day. I'm gonna go ahead and get to walking, get to moving my body a little bit, because my goal when it comes to working out and getting movement in to take care of my mental health, my physical health, is 4 days a week. And me and my husband end up doing Saturday and Sunday together at the gym. I love it. I love that we've created that routine for ourselves, but that means that earlier in the week I need to get at least 2 other days in of movement, and I'd like to gradually up that, you know, a little bit more. For this week, I'd actually like to shoot and aim for 5 days a week of movement. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some steps in here at home on my treadmill, keep watching some YouTube videos, work on some more notes, and then I have my last client of the day at 2 p.m. and then I'm done by 3, which is just a breath of fresh air. That is beautiful. That is so different, because I tend to have late night evening sessions, which I still love, but it's nice for things to kind of shift, you know, sometimes, so every day doesn't feel so monotonous. And then you and me, we also have to pick out the next book that I'm going to read in our vlogs together. So let's go ahead and do that. Welcome to my bookshelves if you've never been here before. So what I am thinking, some of these I have already read. I think that this one needs to be on the priority list for sure. Okay everyone, so update, my client did end up reaching out to me right now, so we're working on rescheduling an appointment for this week. I'm gonna go ahead and heat up my lunch because I ended up meal prepping this weekend. So I made a jalapeno pepper popper chicken with some that was a tongue twister, with some macaroni and cheese. And when I tell you all that that meal is one of the greatest things that I've made in the longest time, it is so good. I'm genuinely so excited to eat that. I'm gonna go ahead and do that and a green smoothie on the side to get some veggies in. And I'm gonna watch Only Murders in the Building, because that is the show that I'm currently looking forward to every week. And you know what I feel like doing, because I just worked on some more notes right now and it is inching down. I ended up finishing 3 notes. So I am gonna go ahead and color for a little bit.
We've been up for way too long, but I don't wanna come down. Got me off of the ground. Swing for a minute, the plane moves side to side. One way ticket, I want you
everyone. So it is the next day. We're moving along with this weekly vlog. I am proud of myself because I'm going to try to do some weekly vlogs because I noticed that you all really enjoy those. And so I'm not going to put pressure on myself to vlog every single thing throughout my week, but I'll take out, you know, portions of each day, so it's not also repetitive for you all, but I'm going to try because I saw that you all really enjoyed these and found them helpful because you get to really see different things throughout the week. So I just finished my first session of the day. The morning was pretty busy, which is why I didn't update you all, but I worked on some more notes, so getting those out of the way. And right now I actually have my supervision meeting with my supervisor, and I'm gonna go ahead and calculate my hours for my hour log. I'm also going to be taking time to continue to read this book because I do want to finish it and give you all a review by the end of this video to check in about it. And I also want to be able to add this to a future TikTok video and Instagram reel. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and work on that. But me and one of my clients were just celebrating a lot of progress right now in sessions. And some sessions are like that, when you're just really taking time to recognize a client's progress and make those connections to when they first started session to now. I'm just filled with so much gratitude. I love being a therapist and working with my therapy clients, just incredible human beings, and I'm so proud of them, and I'm so happy and grateful that I get to work with them. Last night I ended up going for a nighttime walk with my parents. So we went to a local park and we were just walking and talking about things within our own family and generational things, you know, things that we're working to change and to do better within our own family. And if you would have told me years ago that we'd be having conversations like that, never would have believed that. But I'm so grateful that that is where we are, these things gradually within my family for us to start talking about. And it really does matter to me because it's the kind of work that I do with my own therapy clients. And so I am proud of myself because I went for my walk last night. We walked for an hour. Walks go by so fast when we're talking. I'm also glad I did some self-care yesterday. I really did need to just spend some time watching a movie and coloring. That was fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and check in with you all later because I have my supervision meeting to do right now. Okay everyone, so I just finished supervision with my supervisor and I calculated my hours. I cannot believe it. I have a total of 203 direct hours left to go before I finish. That's just crazy. I'm so excited. But it is 12:30, which means it is time for lunch. I ended up meal prepping some atún, some tuna, so I'm gonna go ahead and have that. And then do a little reading while I watch something because it is October, so I feel like watching some kind of a Halloween spooky movie. So that's what I'm gonna be doing.
What happens when the world ends? At least this is an okay bar for running into you. It's an awful house, and I wanted to get you out. I'm working on a plan right now to come through. I've waited for a lifetime for you to calm down. Oh, nothing feels the same without you now. I've waited for a lifetime for you to calm down. 'Cause nothing feels the same without you. What's the point in dreaming if I lose my voice?
This is just a quick PSA that no one asked for, but I'm drinking my cafecito and I'm reading this glorious book. And I'm already getting super emotional because I wish that I had had this before I entered grad school. We're going to talk all about it because I am highlighting the hell out of this already. This is just gold, pure gold.
Maybe I'm overreacting to this whole thing. Being too dramatic, overthinking.
Happy Friday, everyone. So I did not end up vlogging yesterday because it was a busy day, and in between the day I actually took some self-care time off to do some recreational self-care. I went and watched a movie with my dad, and that was really nice. We got to spend some quality time together, and then I came back home in the evening and had sessions, but it was so nice to take that little break in between and just do something fun and get to spend quality time with my family, which is something that I have been very much prioritizing since starting my own private practice. It was one of the reasons why I also wanted to be able to have time for my loved ones, for myself. So that was really nice. Right now I'm gonna go ahead and have my snack. So I get these Kind bars and they're my favorite. I'm gonna go ahead and have that because at 11 a.m. I have my first therapy client. I started off the morning with having a consultation client, and it never gets old. It never gets old getting to meet with you all when you're thinking of launching or preparing to launch for your private practice as an LPC associate. It's so incredibly special. Y'all are so amazing. And so that was my 9 a.m., 9 to 10, and I had a little bit of an interlude. So I was working on resources that I sent to my consultation client and prepping for my therapy session. For this session, we're going to be checking in on client homework and seeing if my client followed through with that, and if they had a hard time reviewing it together and seeing what the obstacles were and making time and space to work on that together. Because sometimes some of my clients do need that, you know, they need to have that other person there to be able to support them and work through those things. And I still love giving them the opportunity to do it on their own and to challenge themselves to do it outside of therapy session. And they also know that I'm here to work on things with them. And then later this evening, I have a 4 p.m. and a 5 p.m. therapy session. So it's gonna be a nice Friday. I'm gonna be done by 6 p.m., which is really cool. Listen, don't you worry, because I'm gonna give you a full review at the end of this video. But if you end up stopping midway through the video, do yourself a favor, okay? If you have someone in your life who is going into grad school or undergrad, please run and buy them this book and gift it to them. Buy it for yourself. This needs to be our little roadmap, okay, when it comes to navigating this academic system. When I tell you that this would have saved me so much research and tears and frustration, incredible. We will talk about this more. I think I told you guys, but just in case I didn't, I am all caught up on notes. It is good. I just have the ones from today, and that is what Monday is for. Okay, so I want to give myself the afternoon off before I see my therapy clients and just read and also spend time with my husband because he took a day off. And I'm trying to also share what these days really look like for me, where I have moments where I'm prepping for session and I'm writing my notes and I am having my therapy sessions, and that's like every Tuesday through Friday. That is the normal work routine for me. And in between, I make space to practice self-care or to do fun recreational activities, a part of my self-care to disconnect from work. And that is what that looks like. Very much different from when I worked in community mental health. I've got my notepad ready. System is set up. I can currently see myself on here. I will go ahead and talk to you all after my therapy session. Bye. Okay everyone, so I just finished my therapy session. We're currently doing a lot of work of my client allowing me to really be there with them accountability wise and fill out forms with them or do the journaling with them. Do the homework that they do outside of session, but do it together because it's difficult to do outside of session, and it's so important to normalize for my clients that that is okay, that I am here for that, that there's no shame in that. And gradually, as that becomes the norm in sessions, that can gradually become the norm outside, you know, in their own environment. And so that's part of what we're working on. And listen, it is beautiful outside. It is like 70 degrees. There is a breeze. So I'm gonna sit outside and finish reading this book because I don't have clients until later in the evening, and me and my husband are gonna have lunch. He's getting some Wingstop, so I'm so excited. I can't wait. It's gonna be a really good afternoon and a really good way to just end off the week.
Getting myself worked up over nothing. But baby, you said it's over, but cry on my shoulder. And it mattered, but I'm still thinking of you. On the car ride home, staring at my phone. Still invested, but I know you said we fell out of love, boy. That's just how it goes. It's hard to move on when you want my clothes. Picture you, baby, with somebody else. It's killing me softly. I can't help myself. Tell me, oh, you tell me, babe. I should be less reckless with my feelings. I should be more careful who I'm kissing. My insecurities just unappealing. But baby, you said it's over, but cry on my shoulder. And it mattered, but I'm still thinking of you. On the car ride home, staring at my phone. Still invested, but I know you said we fell out of love, boy. That's just how it goes. It's hard to move on when you want my clothes. Picture you, baby, with somebody else. It's killing me softly. I can't help myself. Yeah. Maybe I just need somebody else tonight. Girl, I know I shouldn't even care. God, I hate how much you think about it.
Hi everyone, so it is time to go ahead and end this video with the book reviews. This is something that every Latina grad student or undergrad student needs to say yes to. Before you even go into undergrad or graduate school, please buy and read this book. If you know someone who is going to be going into the academic setting, please buy this book for them, gift it to them. It would make a great high school graduation present. When I tell you that I cried after I read this book, because so many questions that I had while I was in undergrad and graduate school were answered in this book, and the authors just did a phenomenal job. Like, this is beyond 5 stars. I'm telling you, I cried after reading this. And even if you currently are in grad school, trust me, buy yourself this book. There's a lot of things that you'll be validated on, and it feels like you're just sitting down with your cool tia or with your prima who's giving you the lowdown, like no bull. And this whole cover, it just makes my heart so happy. But I definitely highlighted and tabbed. I had a lot of fun reading this book. So let's go to the table of contents. So in here it says, introduction, you thought you were buying a how-to book, but ended up getting a love letter, manifesto, and flashlight. Accurate, 100% accurate. There is a lot of Spanglish within this book that just made my heart so happy. So if you can relate, it's going to just make you feel so seen and so validated. So number 1, El Comienzo, how this book came about, our journeys to graduate school, Latinx OS higher education, Pa Que, A Donde Vamos, a roadmap of the book, a note on voice and narration, one final note, Se hace camino al andar. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you the whole table of contents in case you want to screenshot this or pause to read a little bit more. But essentially it goes into to grad school or not to grad school, 2 reality checks if you are considering a PhD, when's the right time, identifying the right programs, the finances of grad school, putting together your application, requesting strong letters of recommendation. When I tell you that it will answer all your questions, especially the portion where it talks about putting together your application and strong letters of recommendation, I know that that's a question that I get asked a lot, so it is in this book. It is so good. needed, getting organized and allowing time for the process, what to do when the decision letters arrive, reflection questions. That is another great thing throughout the book, is that there are reflection questions at the end of each section to get you thinking about how you want to also incorporate what they're saying and approach grad school. So learning to be a grad student, the orientation that we all truly needed before going to grad school, because I know we had orientation, but no, this is like the real orientation. Am I good enough to be here? Confronting the culture of academia. Grad school is a process and a performance, cultivating your grad student identity. Preparándome, preparing para grad school, a checklist. Essential skills in graduate school, unwritten rules of academy, navigating the gray area, navigating professional relationships in graduate school. And again, I will just show you, like, there is so much good content here and so many unwritten things that we all really needed to know about or need to know about when we're in grad school. And it even talks about life after graduate school. There were times when I was reading this where I laughed because the authors are giving you also personal experiences that they went through throughout their family life with relationships. Y'all, there's even a portion on how to handle graduate school when you're in a romantic relationship. Like, the authors had no business adding that amount of pure gold into this book, but they did. Here are some things to consider of how to have your partners involved or not have them involved, and things to approach. Like, the tips are doing what they're meant to do. It is such a good book. A section that I highlighted the hell of so I can share with you all. Okay, so I really love this tip that they gave, and this is on page 82. One excellent time management technique for short-term planning is the Sunday meeting. The idea is that before a new week starts, you carve out 30 minutes to plan the week ahead. The first step is to do a brain dump, a list of the readings, project tasks, errands, and so on that need to get done. The next step is to block out times in your schedule when you are in classes or meetings, commuting, having meals, working out, and such. So they just really, they break it down for you, and I appreciate that so much, because if you've ever done a consultation with me, you know that my anxious self has prepared a huge detailed checklist for you all, and I love that this book functions similarly, where they really did think about, if I'm a grad student reading this, what follow-up question would I have? Let me answer that. They talked about things that I hadn't even considered when in grad school, but experienced, and I would have wished that someone would have talked to me about that. They also don't shy away from talking about the negativity found within academic spaces and how to navigate that as a Latina student. So this is also great if you have clients, you know, who are thinking about going into undergrad or graduate school. If you have Latina clients, really great book to recommend to them. I 100% would recommend this to my own clients too. I also love how they talk about, like, whatever you do, do not be involved in chisme when it comes to school, but they're giving you like all of the chisme in here, you know, and all of the details of like how to navigate, you know, when classmates act a certain way and things like that. Just pure gold. So I don't know if the authors will ever watch this video, but dear Genevieve Negron Gonzalez and Magdalena El Barrera, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you a million times. Thank you. May your cafecito always be nice and warm, unless you want it to be iced. May good things follow you for the rest of your life, because this book is just... But that is it for this video, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed it. Definitely stay tuned for more vlogs in the future. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for subscribing. I'm so happy that you're here. Take care, everyone, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.